Hey, it's Big T. Today's whiteboard session, I'm going to draw up and illustrate some of one of the big problems I see with folks that are starting Euronymphing and making the cast. Casting on the surface looks very rudimentary, but in reality it can be very intricate, and at the highest level of Euronymphing can be very difficult to master the long cast technique. But what we're going to talk about today is just the simple basic cast and the main issue I see when I'm guiding clients that are starting the technique. So if we've got our fisherman here and he makes his initial cast, what I see happen frequently is this rod ends up low to the river, pointed low to the river. And so all the line ends up landing on the river. And what that surface tension is going to do is, number one, it's going to slow down the descent of the flies. But as these flies descend and he brings that rod tip back up to get engaged with the flies as they drift downriver, it's going to swing these flies back up the water column and drag them downriver before they descend again. So what we want to do to avoid that is, if we stop that rod tip high and come over this way, that will lob and pendulum your flies into the water. And so all of this line now that was laid on the water, all of that leader material that was creating tension and not allowing those flies to sink quickly, is off the water. And these flies can come down quickly like we'd like them to do to get in the strike zone. And this rod's already in a good position to begin tracking downriver. The rod tip's higher, so we're connected the whole time with our flies. They're going to move downriver without coming back up as you would re-engage where your rod tip to finish lower. So practice that with your Euronymphing casting. Keep the rod tip higher, let the flies pendulum over. I will say this, sometimes we've got obstructions, we've got trees, we've got things that make it difficult to do this. If that is the case, and you have to come in with a low rod tip, before your flies land, bring that rod tip back up. You can make a lower cast, but bring it back up before they land so that you're in a position and you've brought that leader back up off the water. Hopefully this is helpful. Get out there and catch some fish.